What in Tessio?
Not in Tessio.
Not in Tessio. Not in Tessio. Not in Tessio. Not in Tessio. Not in Tessio.
Not in Tessio.
Shimi.
Not in Tessio.
Wanu Jana Udum, what Jimia? What Jimia?
What am I not in Tessio?
And a home for your man and fight.
I by force, but German in fight.
Now go again, so Cassia.
And then,
you blame your home for the what Jimmy and I say.
Yeah, back of war. Yeah, if you can about to know home for our down.
I can't on the wolf.
No, Casaka so.
I was yes, I
say, preaching.
I ask him, we are poor what
or see when you're quite yes.
Azoka, who cousin now, one mother, one father.
No, no, Azoka, yeah, Nordiness.
Okay.
Yeah, Nordiness, or you're going to let me do Gumbani. Mikradam himself, where do Gumbani. But I chile and Takona Chileno, no catch them say, where you're going to. Ah, no, when you're Masaudu. On where Sofo Azoka. No, me, the media meaning so much friend Sofo Azoka. But that time, no, me see. Ojina Honum Nukura, me do your Okasanukura, Unim, the man Kura Bebre, the mammy Kurana mean torture. Okasan and Nami to say, Onuma and Sa, Nami Tinsa Pampa.
All right, for this is the debate with Munufie. Sorry for the break in transmission, but I'm back live on the show until Yebabe Goro, then a Diane, and then we're going to go a bit controversial, kakra, because we have a lot of controversial issues. Else, Menonina, tackle. This is the debate with the Munufie. But just another day, just hit it and like, and then beat me so I now share. Send a Afro so beat me adjoin this particular show. So we have more television, so scan the QR code there. That was on the video. Yongoro emum. But a lot of topics in Aba. OSP Ediken Ufurata Ako Court officially. I'm a court no. I'm an order so wait me ako pay. Maybe I can Ufurata ubiano. Ongo heno. Emfa Nembra. That is something we are gonna also discuss today. Musa down kwasi. There are some people in the country. Omon pay omobane say President John Dramani Mahama ebefeli. But you won't say wakakra. Ghana ni oti Ghana ebompa say OSP intino. Yura John Dramani Mahama emfeli. We are going to go deep into that. But the main topic for today is your foreign affairs minister. Is he a bit controversial? And I say, do you think that he is on the right track? Or yeah, maybe I said the whole African continent and Ebona Baso. But how do you yourself see it? Foreign affairs minister, Yuro Kujeto Ablakwa. Ewa ni maybe or Ghana. African yina Ebona Baso say krache why are dear unimadia or ye unimde. But the question maybe is say, do you support Niamana Yuro Kujeto Ablakwa and answer one support it? That is something we are going to discuss today. Until somebody will ask say, a dear Patina Yuro Kujeto Ablakwa aye. What I want him say, Ghana deportee 3 Israelis be out of the country in retaliation to Israel. So a deported Ghanaians biaba. Yes, so say biawati, ebi na onti. But this is a big diplomatic war between Ghana and Israel. Ghana delegation be Ghana echo Israel. Now according to Foreign Affairs Minister no, sani pe kunu do Israel Tel Aviv no. Israel for deportee omo edomba back to Ghana. Also mo no mo engage ya Israel for antiase. Enti sani a Ghana so be kire Israel for say that be yes your sovereign state yes you ade aye na Ghana also decided to deport back Israelis be almost omaba Ghana. Enti the direction of say foreign affairs minister Eddie Ghana echo. But this particular act no ama African for nyina air foreign affairs minister baso. But I'll pinpoint 2 or 3 issues we a foreign affairs minister Yero Kujeto Ablakwa. Obey Zumi office now. Why yeah? I don't know if it's good or it's bad, if it's as to how you understand it, no. But before we do that, my member joy phobia Yero Kujeto Ablakwa say, that is a Ghana deported Israeli phobia. Na answer Kujeto de Bama no, yina yinti. Or say it's a deported 50 ba Ghana, is it 50 beko, ebacho tieni.
The Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa has joined us via Zoom because yesterday a statement was released that indicated that following the ill treatment and unjustified deportation of 3 Ghanaian nationals by Israeli authorities, the government of Ghana has been compelled to retaliate by deporting 3 Israelis who arrived in Ghana earlier today. Honorable Ablakwa, good morning and thank you very much for joining us.
And thank you for having me. I hope you're all doing well.
God is still taking care of his children. We're waiting for you in studio to have a conversation with you.
Yes, that is outstanding. It's been a long while.
Yes.
I will make time. I promise you, I'll make time.
Good. So let's look at this particular statement that you released yesterday. Before the statement about the deportation of 3 Israelis, you had actually complained about the treatment of some Ghanaian nationals also in Israel, resulting in the deportation of 3 of them. Just by way of clarification, so the deportation of the Israelis was clearly a retaliation and nothing to do with any wrongs they had committed.
Let me extend warm regards to all the distinguished listeners of Joy. I can confirm to you that the action the government of Ghana was compelled to take yesterday is directly in retaliation to the ill treatment and unjustified, unwarranted, and what we consider unlawful deportation of our fellow compatriots. We summoned the chargé d'affaires of the Embassy of Israel in Ghana and strongly protested that treatment. The chargé confirmed that indeed all the persons who suffered this dehumanizing and traumatic treatment from Israeli authorities were people he issued visas to. None of them had violated the terms of their visas. They were not illegal immigrants. They were attending to a conference that they had been invited to. Most of them, I must say. There was another group also humiliated. They were on a personal Christian pilgrimage trip. So it is important to appreciate that these are Ghanaians who had been issued valid visas. They were going to Israel to conduct legitimate, legal business. One was a group attending a cybersecurity conference organized by the Israeli government. They invited Ghanaians and other nationals from other countries to attend that international cybersecurity conference they had convened. And then the second group, made up of Christians embarking on the usual pilgrimage. You know the significance of Jerusalem and other important Christian sites to the Christian faithful. So when this came to our attention, because they made distress calls, we intervened, and our intervention, after some 5 hours of a lot of backroom diplomatic engagements, led to the parliamentary delegation being allowed to attend the conference. And let me emphasize that this parliamentary delegation did not have members of parliament in there.
Sure.
They were staff of the parliamentary service. I just want to put that on record. There are some people who think that the government of Ghana is responding this way because they are our colleagues, members of parliament. Not at all. There was no MP in this delegation. We are responding this way because we are all Ghanaians.
Okay, but Honorable Minister,
if the government of Ghana does not stand up for its nationals, nobody will. If we don't insist that we are respected, if we don't insist that our dignity is safeguarded, nobody will do it for us. No other government will stand up for us. The government of Ghana must stand up for its people, no matter who they are, regardless of class, of status, or creed. We are all Ghanaian citizens first, and we are entitled to clear protection under international law, particularly the Vienna Convention.
So, Honorable Minister,
let me just quickly conclude with the narrative. So, the parliamentary delegation made up of staff of the parliamentary service, not MPs, were allowed to go hold their conference, but then 3 Ghanaians, 2 of them attending the cybersecurity conference, and a 3rd Ghanaian who was on pilgrimage. These 3 Ghanaians were unjustifiably deported. 2 of them on an Ethiopian Airlines flight and the other on an Emirates flight. So, following that deportation, we protested and we served notice that under the Vienna Convention, the tool of reciprocity is allowed, and it is a tool that is used by sovereigns to, as it were, state their case and make it clear that we must have mutual respect for each other within the Committee of Nations. And we activated our rights under the Vienna Convention. That is what we did, and that is why, I mean, it was a difficult decision. We have friendly relations with Israel. We've had cordial relations for more than 6 decades. We don't wish that we should be having these tensions, but let us be fair. Ghana did not play any part in this. We do not deserve this. This disrespect and this contemptuous treatment of our nationals would not be accepted, would not be tolerated. And we thought that we send a very clear message, not only to Israel, but all other countries, that just as they expect us to treat their nationals with respect, to value their dignity and the fact that they are human beings, we also expect same. We are not asking for much at all. We expect same when our nationals are traveling. That is the message we are sending.
Okay. Now, since you talk about our relationship with Israel over the past 6 decades, and you've invited a Shashda affair, let's look at the resolution. How have we resolved this issue? How do we intend to resolve it?
So the Israeli authorities, through their charge, have now apologized for the action they carried out, and they have called for de-escalation, because we made it clear that if they deported 10 Ghanaians, we will deport 10. 20 will deport 20. 50 will deport 50. We are not going to accept this, particularly when the reason they gave is absolutely untenable.
What reason did they give?
They claim that the reason they gave when the charge was summoned is that authorities in Israel are concerned that our embassy officials are not cooperating, and that they have given them a list of 6 Ghanaians they want travel certificates issued, so they will be deported, and that our embassy officials are not cooperating. When we investigated that claim, the Israeli authorities don't have their facts right. Indeed, out of those 6 Ghanaians, out of those 6 people on the Israeli list, 1 is not a Ghanaian. It's been confirmed he is Gabonese. And so our embassy officials are right to have taken their time to do due diligence. Another one on the list is so sick, Israeli doctors say that she should not travel now. She should be cared for and recover before she is put on a flight. One of the others on the list, the travel certificate was long issued. So again, facts are not accurate. They are not aligning. Then there's another one who our investigations also revealed that the authorities in Israel had not even brought that to the formal attention of the government of Ghana through our embassy. In other words, our embassy did not know that that person had been arrested and the Israeli authorities want to deport them. But you see, in any case, even if you have rounded up people you want them deported, is this how you go about it? We are cordial, we are friendly. Bring that to our attention. If you think that the embassy is in Tel Aviv, the Ghanaian embassy in Tel Aviv is not cooperating, escalate, bring that to our attention. You have an ambassador in Accra, fortunately. The ambassador can request a meeting with me as minister. We can discuss that. It happens always when governments think that they are not getting the kind of speed, a kind of response, or if a matter is urgent and they don't want it to go through the normal diplomatic channels through our embassies abroad, they take advantage of their presence in Accra and meet us. You can meet me as minister, you can meet my deputy, my chief director, or the chief of protocol. There's so many officials at the foreign ministry you can engage, and we will deal with the issue that you are raising. So how anybody in Israel thought that because you are not getting travel certificates for people you want to deport, people not related, people you have granted visas to, attending conferences that you have convened, and others who are going on Christian pilgrimage, you will subject them to such dehumanizing treatment. It is totally unfair. And we will not accept that. We will not countenance that. We are all human beings. The black race is not inferior. And we will stand up for our people. That is the message we are sending to the Israeli authorities and to every country.
Okay.
Don't treat Ghanaians dehumanizingly. Don't undermine our dignity. We are all human beings. We deserve the same respect. Just as we treat your nationals when they are traveling to our country, we expect.
All right. In the Foreign Affairs Minister, you were to Ablakwa and December. I say, Ghana had a delegation, I co Israel. And some other Ghanaians are in Ghana, Christopher co Israel, and a Kobompire to send ya Union Muslim for Komekano. Now he was shocked to say, Ghana for delegation a Munufie Parliament party was stressed say any members of Parliament but nipa be age more parliamentar Israel for na mom invitation akwaje visas at the Israeli embassy in Ghana. E could drew Israel Tel Aviv wa yesi mo nwura kurum. Omo be ka bi yesi mo nwura kurum. E di entre mo nwura kurum ha. Omo say Ghana embassy wo Israel no. Israeli advice or pay travel certificate at deport Ghana for we ever back to Ghana. Na embassy ni say emfa mo monti. They will also not let Ghanaians enter the country. Okuja to say, their check show say, nipa 6 na mo kon wasem na. Ba akokora nye Ghana ni. Ba akonso da hospital pastor Dr. Kwasi ontimi ntu kwan. Others na to be wo kora mo mfa information kora embre embassy say mo TC. That the mere fact say o mo TC does not mean say o money pa foforo fi Ghana no. Enwura kuromo ho. Enti say Israel for see ma Ghana for 10 enwura ha. Yes, best stop Israel for 10. Ema 20 ya, yes, best stop 20. Stop 50, best stop 50. O say Ghana Maya, yes, we are sovereign, yes, we can take a decision by ourselves. And this is a moment believe say Ghana embassy no Israel and more part if you want for mama. I don't contact on Kujeta Ablakwa Ghana because he's a foreign affairs minister and a rep and a war Tel Aviv hono. Well, as to say the decision to deport Israelis out of Ghana, no, I don't know, but we will come there. We're gonna come there. Sometimes maybe I believe that maybe the foreign affairs minister needs to tone down a little bit. Let's go on the second round. The foreign affairs minister, US Senator Bako, Ekonto Kwabinenseng. Now, baby says, a dear support in the US Senator Nakai. US Senator Nasemo Kai and say, Ghana will not be eligible to receive foreign assistance from US because of Nema 102B. Why don't you tell Black what say, Madam for one way? Wone hwan na wabekire ade a Ghana yenye. Sorry minianum. Wone hwan na wabekire ade a yenye. Can one okuja to say the man of pepa, and you could to chile say, Sebi Otebrofo. This single act in my African photo donano, a boy, you okuja tabla kwabaso. But I have to say, your foreign affairs minister, engage with a mere senator in US, and so I had my doubts because we get to you represent Ghana, foreign affairs minister. So it's like foreign affairs minister of a country engaging with maybe a mere member of parliament. I would say, oh, anyway, based on what we are saying or from Kakara. So I didn't know even why a foreign affairs minister needs to go and engage somebody. I believe say or sort of channel. Maybe that is what I think though. You might also have a different idea about it. Okudjata Ablakwa say, this is very rich coming from someone who refuses to engage in the same advocacy for the payment of reparations of US for its despicable and condemnable role in slavery. Also, US for slavery. You don't want to say, my money and boy, US no what ya. Now, Obakaji say, oh, my foreign aid. When him come on the end, you talk like no, foreign affairs minister. Also, you will not be allowed to dictate to a sovereign country on how to conduct our foreign policy. If you need to be reminded, this is Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana, the first African nation to defeat colonialism and imperialism. Also, Kwame Nkrumah Ghana, something I can know. Yeah, they defeat more imperialism and colonialism among the bar African. Yeah, defeat him. Okudjata Ablakwa engage in these massive wars with US, of the US, co-Israel. I don't know as to how the game Okudjata Ablakwa is playing here. If it makes sense or it doesn't make sense, he's a foreign affairs minister. Although I don't agree personally, I don't agree with all the things that he is doing here because sometimes engaging in these foreign powers with a country like Ghana, not being any kakara. But anyway, let's take it like that. My man found quite the third round. Okudjata started from US, started fighting. Okoyano could do countries tis akesia na. Omo nuclear powers no. Inti nsemo Okudjata Ablakwa e catch them.
I now have the honor to give the floor to His Excellency Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ghana. The floor is yours, sir.
I'm grateful to you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, today we gather to renew our commitment to a world without nuclear weapons. We in Ghana believe that that world is not an utopian dream. It is possible to achieve. And I am delighted that I am from a country where our nation's founder, the Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, led the charge against a world that proliferates nuclear weapons. In 1962, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah convened the World Without a Bomb Conference in Accra, and he championed a continent that will be declared a nuclear-free continent. And I am glad that the continent of Africa, as we speak, the only country that had nuclear weapons, has fully disarmed. And if Africa can be a continent without nuclear weapons, other continents can follow the example of Africa. So this is a quest that is attainable, and we all must renew our efforts in this direction. 80 years since the dawn of the atomic age, the observance of this International Day for the total elimination of nuclear weapons is a reminder that where the compass of global caution is broken and the enduring pledge of never again is overlooked, the horrors of the past would not remain in the past, it will creep upon us into our present reality. While the NPT remains the cornerstone of our disarmament architecture, each failed review conference chips away at the fragile trust on which the treaty rests. The credibility of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons is being undermined by the lack of its full implementation, especially of the disarmament undertakings from the 1995, 2000, and 2010 review conferences. On this occasion, therefore, I remind nuclear weapon states of the obligation to pursue disarmament and call upon all of us to prevent nuclear proliferation and promote the peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Ghana demands an end to impunity. The situation where some nuclear powers determine that they can keep theirs, but others cannot have it, is untenable and must not be allowed to continue. While other disarmament instruments such as the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty and the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons reinforce the shared objective of nuclear elimination, their promise is weakened when compliance lacks. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to note that this is a historic day for Ghana, because today Ghana will be depositing our instrument of ratification following the signing of the TPNW in 2017 and the full ratification of our parliament in July this year. In concluding, let me do so with the voice of those who witnessed the first use of atomic bombs. Their window of time may be closing and their pained voices hushing up, but their voices still carry the urgency and moral clarity we need today to galvanize us to fulfill our shared promise, not in some distant future, but with concrete action now.
All right, Enti, Utie, Foreign Affairs Minister, sounded very strong warning and caution to nuclear countries. Nuclear countries are can say. But Ablakwa seems to be speaking the language of Osaje for Takwame. But I don't know if at this current age, those kind of words are so simple. Now, if I contribute to say Ukraine, any example, this is just an example, and I may actually, you might agree or disagree with me. It's up to you. That is why we call it the debate with Munufie. So in the comment section, it is in a presser. Any chiti chata, any bashi, I think so you can also do similar thing. Then we all share the ideas. Somebody says we have gold board, and I say, oh yeah, there. Ukrainian president, Ebedi president, he decided to engage a war with Russia. Thinking say Ukraine is so strong. Now other EU countries, any other NATO countries, no supporting no. Before I realize that Ukraine, I say Kuruni because no country. We are saying, I mean, say, ready say, only Russia because of Ukraine. Nobody's coming. Until our conto, Mama can now them go for the money. Don't know your excuse, thinking saying, could be me true. And now I'll be saying, who will be defeated. Ukraine go to Contoquano. And so NPP for 20 months survive the war. Meaning, say, so we are a smaller country, a tiny nation. Now, one you're careful. Now, we can engage you with a war you cannot fight her. Thinking, say, others are going to support you, you lose. A true example. My main another example, very controversial. Finland, very, very nice country. Joining NATO and economically the country is going down. Russia and Canada, your neighbor is Russia. You want to be part of NATO. Russia, they went. Nobody knew what Russia is doing to Finland. The economy is going down. A collapsed economy totally. That's Putin Russia for you. And sometimes when we get people of high esteem raising a war, it could be verbal war, it could be cold war, it could be other military war or whatever kind of war. Okay, engage in when you're careful, you put your nation at risk. I don't know how Ghana beat mini Israel Abanta. I'll be very surprised how Ghana and the US beat me Abanta. How Ghana and other nuclear countries beat me Abanta. But I don't know the game a foreign affairs minister play. He's the boss. Let's leave him. But for me, he is engaging in a war difficult for Ghana to win. That is how sometimes I feel it. And sometimes I don't believe in somebody going those kind of things. All right, Garlic Sugar say, I think our foreign affairs minister is being firm and asserting true diplomacy. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. You can be a bit tougher, but to what end? Oh, there are some countries where you want to be tough with them, a bit hetu. Now the go for the cars will be seen as a cathedral. Or cry a boar if it is in the Ghana. I hope you remember that. Melcom was a day be boo a cry nipa trappe was an Israelis de and Kramai keke and a best supporting Ghana me nipa. Israel no more contoquano. When my mom nipa mama de Kramai and buy. I hope you remember this. It is a what Ghana and also that tough. Abronsi ebu many trap was here. Israel the kramai keke any be here there. It means a one level so Israel kokontokwa. I don't know. That is diplomacy. I don't have any issue with him. He can engage in those kind of things. But if it's becoming too consistent, and at this particular news, Yahoo, it was there, BBC, it was there, all over. So Ghana is engaging in Israel tit for tat. Deport 50, Deport 50. You know, these kind of things. Hey, anyway, but maybe sometimes I fear because when we are engaging in these kind of wars with these kind of countries, and if somebody might think say you are being tough, you almost say you're also there. But to what end? That is my question. And sometimes, if I'm to be honest with our foreign affairs minister, I don't like most of the things that he does, especially when saying cool bar Benny. All of a sudden now I was sending call, hey, cool, make sense. This kind of, you know, former president at time also do fiasem. Sometimes they say, "Oh, now woman, you protect your country," because the people of Benin, if they think say coup is the best thing for them, let them do it. Burkina Faso for you coup, nobody is telling me and say Burkina Faso coup no, and make sense because the people are there, they are happy with the coup leader. And this is what Ghana and I say you want to attack Burkina Faso because okay, coup. The question is to what end? But this is the debate with the Munufie. We team the Abba. Chiricha said the big countries need the small countries to have their way in the Security Council. I don't have any issue with that. Look at the context I'm coming from. Ukrainians thought the same way, but I know Ukraine were him. Because when you want to fight with a big guy, that is what I'm saying. You're always now who fighting for your right. It makes sense, but to what end? That is the question. Let's move on. This is the debate with the Munufie. We go with like that. So what I say. So we are not attacking our minister, but we think sometimes he needs to check some things before he goes on that way. All right. And then OSP call court. You rekise jabi ne artiste kise jabi ko wura court danum atimi akodi bem kakrabi kise jabi papa yi Ghana ni papa kwa mpenasem kura no mpenasem kura so a lawyer na that lawyer we party lawyer woni asem ndi bem da me hu se kise jabi akodi bem. But anyway, for the first time kise jabi ko wura court. Republic versus Ken Ofuriatta and 7 others. Court grants OSP applications to summon Ofuriatta and Akore. So Ofuriatta you no na bi no papa ko bi kan no fe Akore. You need to be pronouncing the year. Also, where you good you hear Ghana baby you know. Until the court ama OSP order say ontimi ko hwe sanku for nemra. Ba ye nyina ya kan OSP untimi cross Ghana. You know per your act you cannot cross Ghana. Say adwuma we na fighting. Attorney General na say oye. I don't know. Ebia na me na minimas ma meka. Na se minimas ma meka pa dia enye OSP adwuma ne say oko other foreign country Togo kora OSP. You don't have the mandate to go there. Togo, you don't have mandate to go there. But I don't know who is advising OSP say, ubet me alcohol. And then me who videos are the same. He said, "Jabe nam bodyguards be in the chino." I'm say, "Hey." In the acquire sign no correct was a person assassinating an accident because the Canadians kisi jabe kekene ko quarter. Bodyguards e di na chini how my dress. I'm say, "Hey, alcohol we gagayo." But anyway, no juma no only the post kakara. Udi edu baby a ebi obejai. Na OSP sense me and a deputy attorney general there to just say. I mean kind what deputy attorney general Justice Ram say at the by. Or say I can confirm that a citizen Nowati Tete has sued the attorney general in Supreme Court suit number G1/3 2006. His grounds, Parliament has no power to set up an office of a special prosecutor, which is independent and outside the control of the Attorney General. I will take my time to explain whatever this man is trying to seek here. The Deputy Attorney General also, in order to strike the provisions of Act 959 that confers autonomous prosecutorial powers or authority on the office of the special prosecutor or insulate it from the Attorney General's constitutional control. Ɔsi papa bi efene Noah Itete. Akosiu Attorney General on that grounds Ghana aban say Parliament kwana e share meras it is establishing OSP no Parliament in this authority no because most of the prosecutorial powers no Attorney General te say na making enkwa na wo. Nti e ba na say na Parliament bi ko share mera establish sa office na ebeye adwuma a say Attorney General eneye. But justice same science no. She did that so ekejeti ama. I want a guy who no court to power. The Kiseja be keep okoya we. Adwuma okoya adi we go the kind for that din the kwaje fans. Okoya so a fans bi ama because yin nim say papa wuntimi fa nem ma. Enso aja yen hwe e bi na obetimi aye. Enti we na ese obi akwaye. Ba mo kai say ukọ parliament dan mu ha majority leader aka say office no yen scrap no. Ami who say one ye brother fia meko e de bill bi akose OSP office no yen scrap no. But today I got a notification say president and Omakata said they should stop that particular bill because it is too early to stop or to scrap the office of the special prosecutor. Na no so wa na winning bibi. Ye Musa Dankwa say ono why research you Ghana actually say enkrufo bi to Ghana why they want to bring the president down or they want to make sure that the president does not succeed. Yewra Musa Dankwa say you kai Musa Dankwa or make it a reference to Attorney General sa adi we na medika and the by say Deputy Attorney General the by and Musa Dankwa so ko commenti or home then the by say also interesting times ahead. Will the Attorney General put up defense? The orchestration is stronger than appetite. Or say ni pana e pese ye Attorney OSP fi no it is strong. I say a strong appetite. A lot of people don't wish Mama well and he must open his eyes. This particular comment, now no me video because I don't know why some people think like this. Or anyway, let me finish this. Because say now no me video be I was making reference to say you're majority leader and and even the Speaker of Parliament were arguing say special prosecutor he's not standing up to the task and maybe they should scrap it. Emma lawyer Edu Gitamo Kurusu Bekan say, wow, Bekansa Ebiano. It means say we are mambo for you want to bring Mama down. And now they and that president that can say they should take that kind of bill out. And on the year Musa Dankwa is also saying the same thing. Say it seems that some people wants to make sure that the president does not succeed. But we hear the argument in all corner. A NDC for one air calling for OSP to be abolished in one seven ways to make a reference to. Others like they hate the word autonomy. They want a political appointee to control the OPS, which I know he was talking to the OSP, so that the political corruption or corrupt will not be touched. It is clear what the agenda is very, very clear now. So when Musa Dankwa say, he believes that some people want Kisejabe out to bring a political appointee there. Senebeya, everybody fight against corruption, no. I don't know how he is making this kind of argument, but I totally disagree with him because you name say Kisejabe emon homode. Kisejabe to say on one kasa kwa nimse omon homode and Kisejabe emrana kwa on one kasa fa I to say only DNA emrana. It doesn't exist in the country. A business and nemaka say akwas o kwa kofa let's say Papa we aba on one case name say the mandate does not even extend to baby Papa we want. And totally it is the AG who is going to do that. And in a way, I do agree with Nipana or the Ghana buying a court no say. Because Kisia Japan say special prosecutor but I know no ain't me near right to say offend Nipana court. A AG and so is a jumano. So I don't know why many people think say special prosecutor no. All those politicians are appointing because now they don't go forward and appointing the first special prosecutor and on one as appointing Kisejabe. So in a way, it is a political appointment. It will be an audience any political appointment and minimal idea but maybe some people will have different ideas about it. But for me, I believe it's a political appointment. It is sometimes we need to check all these kind of things as a nation, as a nation. But anyway, in the debate, it is a debate. So in the comment section, we'll be the about us to say the manner you question is clear or not. But as we said, some people want the president down there. Sometimes I also believe so, because once the president John Dramani Mama by now, I genie to the sense if I do not benya anka president no afeli. Bimu benya anka president no afeli. And it might not only be some politicians, even Ghana for Akoronphobia Ghana, where they want the president to fail. NPP for benya anka president afeli, they also use it as a political tool to win political points. Sometimes I do agree on this kind of aspects, and I think say they are just saying in because the president fail, mining in a fail. And that is what I believe. We cannot sit down and watch, and some people will think that they want the president to fail. My president failure, a mining in a fail. So president in the powers in the guitar, a mining in a demand. So why do you wait for him to fail? But let's do the discussions in the comment section. Until and then, me basi wahana nyame ya adoma ochena. Ebesan ababiem. This is the debate with the Munufie. Medini William Munufie amankona. So what question be in the comment section? But you wait me day aba na me we discuss it. Yankopon eno ntana. Bye bye.